What comes from the mouth reaches the ear, what comes from the heart touches the heart. That's why in coaching sessions, speaking from the heart touches the heart. If you want to reach the heart, you need to master the fundamental coaching skills very well. So what are these fundamental coaching skills? First and foremost, the bond of trust. The bond of trust is extremely valuable to us. If you haven't established a solid bond of trust with your client, then you first need to pay special attention to building that trust. Because trust is single use. If you can't provide this one-time trust, then you can't ensure a long-lasting relationship or achieve successful outcomes in that partnership. I liken trust to a teardrop. In other words, once you let that teardrop fall, you can't pick it up and put it back. If you've done something that can't be undone, then you can't expect to get results or reach a positive outcome from that work. That's why you need to establish that bond of trust very well with the person in front of you. In coaching sessions, we need to start with building trust first. If you build trust, your work with your client will be much more productive. Being a good listener is also very important in addition to trust. The foundation of coaching is actually being a good listener, which everything else is built upon. If you are a good listener, you understand well. If you are a good listener, you interpret well. Or you determine a good method or a working technique related to this. But if you are not a good listener, you will have difficulty understanding what the other person wants, what they expect, and why they are there, and you may not be able to come up with the right solution. Therefore, being a good listener, building that trust and being a good listener along with it is a fundamental skill in coaching. Afterwards, you need to reflect what you have heard back to the other person. That is, regarding the expectations they have shared with you, you might say, if I haven't misunderstood, is this what you are trying to say? Or, did I misunderstand? Is this what you mean? When you say this, the other person should be able to say yes and confirm it. So you're actually verifying and continuing the conversation in this way. In other words, reflection is one of the fundamental skills in coaching. When someone repeats back what you said and gets your confirmation, the brain processes it differently because it's being said by someone else. This allows the other person to become aware of what they said and understand it, helping you move forward together. And then, as we move on to the next step in basic coaching skills, we encounter the concept of responding. In other words, the answers you give to the things they ask, expect, or request from you. You need to be completely objective in these responses. You must be free from your emotions, have convinced the other person that you understand what they want to express or expect from you, and have asked the right questions about how to proceed. I'm not talking about having given an answer, because a coach does not give answers. A coach helps you realize things on this journey by asking you the right questions so that you can find yourself. And the way to achieve this awareness is through methods of asking the right questions, powerful questions. If you are not proficient in methods of asking powerful questions, you will see that the person in front of you struggles to realize what they actually want in this matter, what they are working towards, and what their real goal is. That's why practicing powerful questions is one of the fundamental skills in coaching. In fact, we can also define coaching briefly as follows. A coach is someone who listens very well and after understanding what they've heard, is able to ask very good, powerful questions about it. Therefore, in these coaching sessions, you will learn all of these essential foundational skills and core competencies and so much more. And through the application of highly effective and thought-provoking questioning techniques, patterns, and methods, you truly enable the other person to embark on a journey of self-discovery and find the meaningful answers to their own deep-seated questions. So we can now begin coaching sessions to learn powerful questioning techniques.